I wasn't actually going to make this video, but I think there's some things that have to be said about finance YouTubers. Finance on YouTube is one of my favorite genres to watch, actually. I've been watching a lot of finance YouTubers. I'm not going to drop names, but the top 10 finance YouTubers, I watch a lot of their content. And I watch a lot of other content around business and finance and that sort of money education. However, I've always noticed there's one really big glaring hole that they don't actually address in all of their videos. All of the thumbnails are like how to become financially free in 3 easy steps, new business ideas to exploit in 2023 to become financially free. A lot of those ideas and a lot of what they're saying in those videos are true. That's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is what they're not saying. So, being financially free, we need to break down what that actually means, because there's actually a lot of different, I want to say, contexts to being financially free. I bet that you probably think financially free means having millions of dollars in your bank account, never having to work again, and you have so much money, you're financially free. You don't have to work another day in your life. That is really just one definition of being financially free. There's actually a lot of other definitions to financial freedom that I'll give you an example. Here's one picture of someone who is potentially financially free. Here is another person who is potentially financially free. Which one do you think is, and which one do you think isn't? Well, it's a trick question. Both of them are financially free. The rich guy, the one who has a lot of money, he could just buy stocks and bonds and live off the interest for the rest of his life, all the dividends, everything. The other person, he could live just the way he is right now without having to work another day in his life. He is also actually financially free, because financial freedom really means at its core not having to chase money to live a comfortable life. And there's many ways of doing that. And also, living a comfortable life is subjective. So, for example, this is one that a lot of people don't actually even recognize, because maybe it's not like, politically correct or whatever. But someone's wife who is married to a man who earns a lot of money, who brings in a lot of money, she is financially free if she doesn't have to work and she can live under the protection of her husband and, say, look after the kids and do whatever she wants. Maybe they don't have kids. Maybe she just goes out and shops. Maybe she just does a hobby on the side. She does pottery. I don't know. Whatever. She can do whatever she wants. That's actually financial freedom. And a lot of people don't realize that is a definition of financial freedom. So what I'm trying to get at, though, is I think a lot of people, they are chasing for something they might already have, or they might not actually be ready for it. So one huge thing that comes with financial freedom that finance YouTubers, somehow they don't talk about it, is if tomorrow I told you that you didn't have to work another day in your life and you would live perfectly comfortable. Like you would just have everything that you currently have as is for the rest of your life. Just don't worry about money again. If I said that to you, you'd probably be like super happy initially. Like, wow, oh my goodness, I don't have to go to work. Stuff that, like quit my job, don't have to deal with my boss, blah, blah, blah. That's great. But in reality, that is now opened up another problem that most people, I think, who eventually become financially free are not prepared for, especially people who become financially free quite quickly. Say, I don't know, their business does amazingly well, like much better than they thought initially, and very quickly. They just stumble across success, or maybe even hedge fund babies. Maybe they just get a big inheritance. They are also financially free. But the main thing that I think, and this is something I'm struggling with as well, and you can decide which of the different financial freedom models that I fit into. I'll leave some up to your imagination. But I'm struggling with, and I think a lot of other people might be, with when it comes to financial freedom, is what you do once you're financially free. If you're in a situation where you don't have to work anymore, what do you do with your time? That is the biggest question, and that a lot of people just basically think, oh, that's stupid. If I have more time, I'll just be more productive. Or if I have more time, I'll just make more money. Or if I have more time, I'll just do more things that I enjoy doing. And yeah, that's probably true, but that wears out very quickly. That suddenly becomes very daunting. Having a lot of time is what financial freedom really gives you. That's the goal, right? Why do you want to be financially free? You want to have more time. Well, the biggest burden of being financially free is what you are going to do with all that time. And more time doesn't mean, less problems. It actually means more problems. So say, for example, when you have a job, you basically trade your time for money. But who is organizing your time and converting your time to money? You're not doing it because you're an employee. You're just there to get money, right? You just do your job and you leave and you get paid. There is actually teams of people that are doing certain things to make your time valuable. That's what it is. It's human resources, right? So when you are financially free and it's just you and your time, you now need to be all of those people that it is literally their jobs, their career, to organize and make other people's time valuable. But you now have to make your time valuable. And that is a skill. That is a very hard skill to learn and master. And a lot of people completely ignore it and don't even think it's a problem once they become financially free, or as they're trying to become financially free. Whatever method you or anyone else is using to become financially free, you need to be thinking about what you're going to do once you get there with your time. I think it's something that is worth looking at first before you actually pursue or you put in a lot of time into attaining that financial freedom goal, whatever that is for you. Because if you're not the kind of person who is really an expert at managing time and organizing and really converting your own time into value, if that's a struggle for you and you would rather outsource that to someone else, then it's much, much better to actually be employed and actually be paid for someone else to do that for you. Like, financial freedom is such a nice idea, but it comes with all these other strings attached. And I think time management is the biggest string attached to that everyone seems to just ignore or miss or not even think about or not talk about because it's not sexy. It's not about earning millions of dollars like making a brand new AI company or something like that, whatever the latest finance trend is. It's something that's boring. It's something that's really important and it's not sexy. So people don't talk about it. But I am starting this channel to talk about the things in finance that are different. I want to focus in on the things that other people are missing. There's so much to finance, and I think it's such a great topic, and people don't learn it in schools. There's just this massive educational gap, this knowledge gap of just money and economics and finance that we're just not taught in schools. Basic stuff. And people are kind of on this hamster wheel, this rat race of, trying to save up enough money to start a business and become financially free and, have a side hustle that they can eventually spin into some cash cow or something like that. It's hard. It's really hard. And the money side of things, you can learn it very quickly with a couple of books. But time management, it's a skill. That's a skill, I think. I think that's quite a hard thing to do. And if you're not cut out for it, if you're not prepared for it, there are things you can actually read and books that you can. There's definitely ways to learn it, but you might not like it. It's kind of boring. Scheduling your time, figuring out what you're going to do every day. Some people might like that, but usually those people are employed as assistants to people that are very busy. And they get paid very well to do that, and they manage other people's time. That's usually what that skill ends up doing. It ends up putting you in a job like that. Someone who is trying to do that for themselves, It's difficult. It's very, very difficult. And if you're on the journey to becoming financially free, just make sure that you are paying attention to the tsunami of time that you're going to get if you hit that financial freedom milestone, that day that you can just quit your job and you can just cruise and you'll be fine. It's tough. It's really tough because what's the incentive to kind of push for more once you are financially free? If I gave you $1 million right now, you didn't have to work another day in your life, why do anything? What's your why? And that's what it comes down to, is your why. Why do you want to be financially free? What are you going to use all your time towards that is so important to become financially free? Why do you need that? You have time outside of work. What are you doing with that time? So yeah, that's just what I wanted to kind of get people focusing on. All I want to do is just kind of open up new cans of worms that other people are not opening up and get people thinking, get discussions going around finance and financial freedom, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos like this on this channel. So if you're interested in this content, consider subscribing. Hopefully I've changed your perspective on financial freedom, and maybe you've dodged a bullet now. Maybe you're more prepared mentally, but yeah, just something I wanted to get out there. Don't stop watching your favorite finance YouTubers. I love watching their content. But yeah, not many of them talk about this topic, and that's what I want to do. Just talk about the things that people don't really want to talk about with finance. So anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.